As we close 2025, we need to pay attention to some things. Now, you got this one sister that's going to be literally at her wit's end. And it's not just her. It's a lot of other people in our community feel this way. It's why we want to make this video. Let's go ahead and check this out.
I don't give a f anymore how people feel when I tell them I don't want to work. I want my life to have as much ease as possible. And I don't know how y'all feel about that. I'm tired. My ancestors were tired. They never got what they deserved. As a generational seed of sharecroppers who my family was worked to the bone and promised this, and that, and they never got it. And here I am working, and still not getting it. It's always another level. You get to this level, now it's another level. Oh, I need more. Oh, I need more. Oh, I need more. What the? Tired of this.
Now, for sure, I can feel my sister's frustration. She's tired of working. She's tired of having to probably punch a clock. She's tired of dealing with everything that go along with that. She's tired. And then when she paid one bill, another one come and it never stops. It's just ongoing. And what you're really dealing with is America's system. America's system wants to keep us in perpetual payments. You understand? They making it harder even for you to buy a house because they want you because pay rent payments, something you never own. At least if you're buying the house, you're going to eventually pay it off and you're not going to owe, at least on the house no more. Now, I know with that scam of property taxes, that's a whole scam in itself. Your home and your land is on subscription. That's what it is because technically, if you paid off your house, then nobody's made to come and take anything from you, right? But if you don't pay your property taxes, a whole home that you worked so hard to pay off, they can take from you for little or nothing. It's a whole scam. Now, they want you in perpetual payments. Why? Why does this system want us in perpetual payments? Because we are in perpetual payments. That's the incentivizing you to keep working in this system. You understand? So if they can keep you bogged down in debt, not any kind of financial freedom, credit card debt, car debt. You're gonna get a payment on your furniture. You're gonna get a payment on electronics. They want to keep you in payments. You're getting a new phone all the time. And listen, the things that I'm telling you, I participated in too. Like my phone right here. This is my iPhone 14 Pro Max that I have. They got the 17. Now, I bought the 1 terabyte phone because I have a lot of stuff on my, I move a lot of stuff. So, I need the extra space. I noticed that the higher storage you have, not because I want to use it for pictures. No, I don't care about pictures. But the more storage I notice, the faster the phone is. So I always buy the 1 terabyte phones. I paid that phone off. Verizon keep telling me, you can come get another one. My tablet, same thing. I have an iPad that I always use, and it's the same thing. I make sure to get the same storage space. So I have 2 1 terabyte devices sitting right here. Why do I want to give that up to y'all? For what? Nothing's wrong with my devices. Nothing's wrong with them. If my iPhone gets down to 80% in the battery section, I just go to Apple, swap out my battery, and I'm back in business again. I don't have to worry about that. Listen, I take care of my phone on a good day, and I'm not giving up my phone. Now, if they get to a point where they stop giving updates, okay, that may be a different conversation. But until then, I'm cool with my iPhone 14, and that's how I'm saving money. At one point in time, I was buying a new phone all the time. Every year I was buying a new phone because I wanted the latest technology or whatever. That was dumb. So we have our spending habits. Sometimes we go to the restaurants on top of the payments all the time. The restaurants are a bill, bruh. You can't even go to fast food no more and say, okay, this is fast food. I'm going to save some money, even though it's the most horrible food, but I'm going to save some money at fast food. Man, you might well go on to Chili's, Applebee's, the way they charge you in fast food now. What's the point of going there? You might well go to one of them places. They're charging the same prices, literally. They want you to get you in a car that you shouldn't even be afford. You can't even afford that car. You know what I'm saying? We have people paying $1,000, $1,200, $1,400, $1,500 car notes who can't even afford it, really. Some people could afford it, and even you could afford it. You shouldn't be paying no $1,000 car note. And saying go get a car that may be $300 a month. maybe up to 5, depending on what you can afford. And if you can, buy cash if you can. Then we're going to have payments. These people want us bogged down in payments. Because remember what she said, you go to this level, you want more, and you want more, and you want more. That's the problem. When you get a raise or something like that, you don't go out and get more because you're creating more of a problem. You increase. So what happens in America is that, okay, you working at this level, you get a raise or something. What do? You raise your spending to that level. You get another raise. You raise your spending to that level. You keep doing it. It's not like when you started here, it's not like your spending stayed here and your raises went up this way. No. Your spending is going up with it. So it feels like you're just working, and nothing is working. On top of this, just based off of what she's saying, sounds like she's single. And I told y'all, a lot of y'all think y'all know better than our Black American elders. They understood it takes a family structure. But unfortunately, in our community, we do not have any social consequences for relationships. We don't. This is why marriage is not a thing so much in our community like it could be others. We only have one social consequence in relationships in Black America. One. Let me tell you what we don't have. There's no social consequence on a man or a woman not to get married at all. No. In our community, no. You could be single all your life. Nobody gonna say nothing. You could be a woman or a man. Let me go on a man, then I work on a woman. You can be a man, have 7, 8 different children out here. There's no social consequence to it in the Black community. You're a woman. You can have kids with a bunch of different men. No social consequence to it. In the area of family building and community involvement. There's only one consequence, though. One. Venus and Serena Williams married white men. There's no consequence for that. That's okay. They found love and shout out to them. That's the way Black people feel. But when it comes to Black men, if he get him a white woman, there's an immense social consequence to that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, instead of us having social consequences across the board about making, children all over the place, not getting married, enforcing, different social consequences we used to enforce. Nope, that's the only one you enforce today is a Black man with a white woman. That's it. Outside of that, there's nothing else that's going to be enforced. And that's the problem. We don't have family structure like we used to because we don't have no collective enforcement. We don't have collective shame because in certain cultures, some of the things that we're doing would be considered shameful. You better not wear this. You better not put these tattoos on your body. You better not do this and that and the third. But in our community, we don't do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. No consequence, no guardrail, no nothing. And that's why our marriage rates are in the toilet. And this is why you have more, let's say you have women and men in our community are tired too. But that woman in that video shouldn't be tired like that. If we had more family structure, more families getting together, she wouldn't feel that way if she had a family. Because no man of any kind of common sense is not going to have his woman working to the bone to the point she getting on the internet saying what this woman is saying. That's really what it is. What creates some of that in this issue is a lack of the family structure that we have, and we have to take responsibility for it. We have to stop feeding ourselves music that promotes anti-family. If you're feeding yourself music that talks bad about women or bad about men, feeding yourself music that talks about intercourse or no consequences, no commitment, drug use, just silliness. That's why we don't prioritize family instead of listening to music that actually going to promote love or whatever. That's why Soraya was created, because we needed to have some love music come back. It don't matter if it's slow, fast, whatever. We need love music come back. Because think about it. In that time period, people talked about love. They didn't talk about this mess you got going on today. But this system, on top of the family structure, it's so layered to talk about the family, but they want to keep you in payments. And the key is going into 2026, don't go get a new bill. If you're going to go buy a cell phone like talking about, save your money, go buy it cash. When you go in there, like, hey, okay, it's my new phone, boom. You're not taking payments because that's what they'll do. Like, oh, you can just, you can just do payments. And now you're adding an extra payment to your bills. 2026 is about ownership. You talk about Black Wall Street, that was ownership. It wasn't credit. We need to get away from heavy credit usage, get away from buy now, pay later, like your firms and all in places like that, right? Klarna. Get away from that, people. Or you always going to feel like this woman in this video because you always enslaved due to debt, paying a bill. Get out your debt best way you can and don't make a new bill. That's 2026. And you won't have to work like that because you can't even take a doggone vacation. You can't take a vacation, even if it's in the United States, going to a different state and going, see the parks or doing, the nightlife or whatever. You can't even afford to do that because you're so bogged down in freaking payments. Get out the payments. It's robbing you of your life. You should be going on a vacation at least once a year. But you can't afford it when you got 1,000 different payments coming your way. It eats up your check. And this system wants black people, of course, everybody, I would say, but definitely black people to be bogged down in payments so we can't enjoy our life. That is the freedom that we need to get to in 2026. And say, man, the hell with payments. I'm paying everything off and I'm not going to make another bill. My car is cool. I'll take some. It's cheaper to go fix it at the mechanic than it is to go get a new one. Why do I want a $50,000, $40,000 bill when I can probably pay $1,200 or $800 to go fix it? We got to start thinking like that, brothers and sisters, going into 2026. Keep financial stewardship. We talk about reparations. You won't keep your reparations, some of the mentality some of you have. You get your reparations and it be gone just like this. It be gone. Then like, okay, you got your reparations and it left that quick. No, we need some financial discipline. And the best financial discipline is don't go out creating a bunch of new payments. Save your money, pay that junk off cash. Do not take a bunch of payments, bro. I'm telling you. And you won't feel like that woman in the video. Because you feel like, man, I can breathe a little bit. I can go on vacation. I can do this. I can do that. Even if you took a cruise, it's something, right? But shout out to this sister here. And listen, women shouldn't be working hard like that. I don't believe that. I believe women, like what the Bible say, women is the helpmeet. That means the helpmeet, if you want to go in percentages, the helpmeet only supposed to help you 20% of the time. And the man should carry at least 80% of the load, if not 100. But hey, his wife can step in and help, of course. But if she don't, listen, the most free women I've ever seen in my life is women that didn't have to work. When women say, I'm here because I want to be. And if they get on my nerves, I have to look out here tomorrow. I ain't worried about no bills. Those women are free. Those women don't care what nobody say. They man got it. You understand? So get to the point where you're free financially. And if you don't have a man, make sure the man you get believes in financial freedom too. Because it's one thing for you to learn financial freedom, but then he wants to get a bunch of bills. No, that don't work either. Debt is horrible. That's why the Bible teaches the debtor is enslaved to the lender. That's why. And that's the big issue we have. So 2026, let's get debt free and do not go create no more credit, no more payments. Don't do that. Because that's how them people keep you not enjoying your life.